Hello, everyone. I'm happy to introduce today our very flexible and very good Dr. Ivelin Samra from Bulgaria, right, Evelyn?
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you so much for this great opportunity for our non-profit organization. The mission of our organization is decreasing heart attack. And I'm sure Evelyn, as a cardiologist and as a professional, will bring more insights on this problem. Evelyn, once again, thank you so much for this opportunity. Could you introduce yourself in short words for our volunteers, for our organizations, and for the people that they understand who you are? And yeah.
First of all, I want to thank you for the invitation. The pleasure is all mine. As you introduced me before, my name is Ivelin Samra. I'm coming from Bulgaria. I'm cardiologist, and even though I'm young enough, I'm head of the department of the one of the private hospitals in my town, which name is Sliven. We have a relatively big department with 45 beds, 11 of which are the ICU. We have two angiography, and a relatively good amount of patients per year. So
okay, yeah, very interesting. And smoothly we can start our interview. And okay. I'm sure that you can bring more and you can share more details. Yeah. Okay. Could you share time on why you choose the cardiology? How it was? Why you became cardiologist?
It happened like that. I may say it's by chance, because at the town where I lived before, there was a private hospital that was developed, and it was mainly cardiology there. So I was fifth grade in last year of graduation from the University of Medicine, and I received the offer to work there. So I started like from the school year, and there were different colleagues from Czech Republic and from Italy coming to teach us the cardiology. We know it all over the Europe. Also famous colleagues from Bulgaria. So that's how it happens for me.
Awesome, awesome. In other words, by the chance you started your education in university, and after that you get the offer to become cardiologist, to work as a cardiologist, right?
Yeah.
And you mentioned that you have colleagues and teachers from the Czech Republic, and in other words, it was not only a local some university which provide only Bulgarian education. It was like some connection from other places of the Europe, right?
No, these colleagues were coming to this private hospital, and they were teaching us, and they were working with us, providing the new technology, their experience, because they were very experienced in all the fields in cardiology. So, but it's different from the university I get my education. So I was in the final year of the education, and still at that time I started working in the cardiology department in that hospital. So that's how I get interested in cardiology, and I started developing all the skills, and that's how it started, the whole thing. And
yeah,
after that,
sorry for interruption. Yeah, go ahead.
It's okay. Um, After a few years, I left this hospital and started to work in the hospital where I work now, where I started the residency and became the cardiologist. And after that, I get this license for interventional cardiology, and after that, I became the head of the department.
Yeah,
So
this is a very interesting part that you became head of the department. How was this transformation from the cardiologist to the more management role, head of the department? I believe that there are a lot of people under the you with whom you are working every day, manage them and manage department. Could you share this transformation insights, how it was?
yes, at that time, there were like we reached about 15 doctors
Wow,
in the whole department, and let me just about 20 medical specialists,
wow,
the nursing department, and the other stuff. Let's say it like that. Um, so we most of the colleagues are around my age, plus 5 years of age, probably something like that. So um, in invasive cardiology, probably I was the most experienced because I have experience till from 2010, let's say 2010,
wow, yeah,
and we were working together, and uh, I had this offer from the boss owner, from the owner of the hospital, to become the head of the department. I was not very sure about this position because, you know, I'm young, and I I was not sure whether I will going to make it, but I trusted his decision because he's a wise man. I respect him very much, and because I have the also the support of my colleagues, so that's why I took this road, and I
got it.
accepted it.
Got it. Got it. Yeah, I remember when I shift my experience. I was a developer, software developer, and I became project manager. And it was completely different experience, you know, because people are very different. Every day they have a different emotion, different reasons, different motivation. And when you are in a position to achieve result, you should to know very, very well psychology and all other uh,
Yeah,
things. It's like a very, very complex system. Each of the people, they're very, very, very complex, and there are no one way how to manage. But when you say that there are 15 doctors, cardiologists, smart guys under the U, uh, this is a impressive, impressive.
yes, yes.
Okay, and thank you for sharing your background. And right now we are going to talk about a little bit about heart attack problem. And I'm curious about your general vision. Why do so many people have problems with heart attack from your point of view? I'm sure that there are a lot of insights, there are a lot of information about this. All cardiologists know this, but specifically, maybe your vision on this and from your perspective. Why do so many
Uh,
people have problems? Yeah.
yes, I'm not proud of that, but unfortunately, my country is uh, sharing the first places from death from heart attack. So probably 10, 20 years ago, the results were even worse. Now there is a network of invasive cardiology hospitals which um, can deal with such patients, but probably our age is uh, we suffer a lot of stress, whether at home, whether at work or whatever. So one reason is this. Other reason is because we don't live a healthy life. There are a lot of problems that we probably refuse to work with that, like too much alcohol intake, too much cigarettes. Um, Probably most of the time there are some other diseases that, um, let's say, increase the speed of the um, developing the infarction. Probably dyslipidemia is one of the diseases. I may say that it's under treated here because most of the time patients go around with cholesterol levels like 7, 8, and um, they're not convinced how to whether they should take pills for that. And they say, I don't feel anything, so I won't take this pill. So probably uh, these are the most common reasons, and in our region here, I may say the background uh, family anamnesis is also full of I may say not only heart attacks, but the whole gamma of vascular diseases, heart vascular diseases. So I may.
Okay, yeah, thank you for your vision and understanding uh, uh, this problem. And you mentioned that Bulgaria right now on top of the list in terms of mortality rate by heart attack. And my next question, what do you think? Why do some countries less struggle with a heart attack, but some of them more have a more sad statistics? Because you know Europe very different in terms of heart attack, and sometimes it's not obvious why people in one country have a high rate of the deaths and another low. What do you think about this? Where is the foundation of these differences in different countries in Europe? Probably you have some insights on the America or Africa or Asia. This will be very helpful too.
Yes, probably we won't find one particular answer and say this is the main reason, because I mentioned the family anamnesis. It's different from country to country. The culture is very different. The culture of food is different. So all of the let's say Greece, Turkey, if we go down to Lebanon and stuff like that, the seafood is very common. But here, well, for example, in my country, the patients take the salt intake is too high, so most of those patients develop um, high blood pressure, and from that we have a lot of uh, um, insults. So due to that, this is only one of the problems. We mentioned the cholesterol level. We mentioned the stress. We mentioned the um, um, uh, not this healthy life we are just encouraging our patients to do, like to quit smoking, to do exercises, to have good rest, and all of these things are suffering from one or other, and finally we see that most of the population gets sick from different diseases. And uh, for example, we are heading the schedules from cardiovascular death. But probably it's like let's say a mix of reasons to develop myocardial infarction and all cause deaths like that.
Yeah, thank you so much for this information. And my next question about solving this problem. What do you think? What is the role of cardiologists, hospitals, and in general medical system in Bulgaria? Because medical system in different countries are different. And your opinion, how this system works and help to people? Probably you have some ideas how it's necessary to change this system, or maybe I don't know, create a separate organization, or maybe some ideas for the business. For sure, in purpose to decrease heart attack. What do you think?
It's something that we all need to think about, and something we all have responsibility, because, for example, if we take the media, uh, all the TV sets and stuff like that, I think that they they must they must have uh, several minutes each day to inform patients about that, to quit smoking, to reduce alcohol intake, to live healthy life. So um, if if we have if we every day hear something, probably one kind of it would be probably a little part of the population, but they will say to themselves, okay, I will start to do those things, and I want to live longer, and probably they will think for that. This is one of the things. Other, as you mentioned, the business, probably all of the workers should have a cardiology exam once or twice a year, because most of the population working in the different part of the business, they have known diseases. And for example, if you know that your worker um, has lived through a myocardial infarction, and if this worker is doing very good your business, let's say like that, you want to keep uh, this man or woman for a long time. So you should take care of his or her health, like twice a year. You should send him to the to cardiologist, and even one ECG or one ultrasound exam for a year probably will do this screening, not 100%, but if we save like even 30% of this working mass of people, I think that we will have some success.
Cool,
So
cool.
yeah,
Just for summarizing, your first suggestion, it's like, let's name it responsible marketing. When
yeah,
through the TV, through the media, people get not information about fast food or smoking cigarette or very nice alcohol time, but instead of this, at least 2 or 3 minutes healthy, let's name it healthy information about what necessary to do to decrease heart attack risk score and how to live longer. This is your first suggestion. And second
yes,
suggestion, yeah.
yes, just not to put away all the advertisement of the alcohol and stuff like that, but yes, because it's business. It's business. It should be on the TV. It should be on the marketing, but through it, you can speak for these things that will help increasing all people's life and health. Because if patients are well, they will go and buy in the market different stuff that you're advertising. If they're sick and they have restriction from the doctor, they won't go to buy anything. So
Yeah.
probably we need to find this golden middle part where we advertise and at the same time we speak how people will increase their health and at least keep it.
Yeah. In my head, there are two ideas came up at first that I know that some countries prohibited to advertise, for example, beer with the people. In other words, you can advertise beer as a product, but you can't advertise, for example, teenager or maybe adult which drinking the beer, and this is one of the option which very close to your golden middle. When you have on one hand you have a business and making money, this is good for the economy. On another side, you not advertise this directly to the people.
Yes.
And another idea, this is a big company like Facebook, Google, and others. They, as I know, they have a policy where they don't advertise cigarettes and they don't advertise alcohol, some kind of these things. And probably this is one of the way which could be helpful for the population in general. Okay, and
just let me open the bracket. My opinion, I'm okay with advertising, but I think that there should be a place where with the advertisement there should be a little talk for what that thing could bring into your life, because not advertising alcohol doesn't mean that people won't go to buy it. It's just a instance, you know. It could be anything, not just alcohol. It could be anything. You understand me completely, I know.
Yeah. I remember we have a conversation with one guy from Texas, and he smoked and drink alcohol during 30 years, and he said, Alex, please tell me what the reasons I have to stop it right now. I did this during 30 years, and for sure he doesn't need some advertisement. He goes to the market and he buy his favorite cigarettes and favorite alcohol, and that's it. Without advertisement, he anyway will go. But your point that it's necessary to have a room for conversation, and that this particular man understand what impact of his habits will be on his life, on his health, and to understand, because right now it's in our media resources, it's very easy to lost in terms of unhealthy lifestyle and unhealthy habits.
Yes.
Okay, and we are very close. I believe that we are very close in finishing all things related to the COVID means. I know that you successfully went through this difficult disease, I mean COVID, and thank God that you are healthy and strong, and that you give us interview. But what do you think about COVID influence on heart failure? What do you think? Does this correlate to the increase in heart attack, and does COVID is impact heart attack statistics? And if it is, how it could be?
Thank you for that question and for the good words. Yes, probably a month ago, My family went through that disease, and thankfully everything went okay. So we're strong and healthy now. Unfortunately, yes, this pandemic disease is very strong, and from this probably 3 or something more like the years we have experience with this disease. As a matter of fact, I also um, last year I was part of the team that was working in the department with the COVID disease patients. So what we saw there is this disease is extremely thrombotic. So it increases the level of thrombosis, whether in the lungs or in the legs or in the heart or in the brain, everywhere. So that's why one of the main treatments in that first thing is to give the patient something to make the blood thin, either as a matter of fact, whatever, but it should
Yeah,
be in the treatment list, and it should start very soon, as early as possible, and it will continue even some months later. Most of the time, we gave low molecule heparin for the patients, and as a matter of fact, I'm thinking, but my experience is that not only the heart attack increases, but also the patient develop pericarditis, the endocarditis also. So most of these infective heart diseases also increased, probably due to the migration of the infection from the lungs to the heart. Especially those patients who had pneumonia, they almost sure they develop something for the heart. There was one study that Canada did using colchicine, and they reduces the development of pericarditis with 24%. So this is a very that was a very interesting study for us. So some we we discussed it with patients who has pneumonia, and if they were okay, we were giving them these pills, so just to reduce the percentage. And I may say that we have some experience with this. Uh, Probably the most common was pericarditis. Other than that, heart attacks, they were during the COVID infection, and unfortunately, most of those patients develop and also a heart failure. So we may say that all the heart diseases increased with the COVID-19.
okay. Thank you for these insights accordingly influence on the COVID and this thrombose, right? And there's some studies which decrease in risk of these all things related to the not only COVID but heart attack as well. And we are very close to finishing our interview. And right now, I want to talk about future of the heart attack problem. And my first question: if you will be how to say it, if you will have all financial resources, all medical resources, infrastructure, you have everything. What top 3 things which you will do for your country to decrease heart attack? I mean, all media resources, all, I don't know, financial banking system, whatever, which if you will have all this power, what will you do from your point of view to decrease heart attack risk or in your country?
You put me in a very interesting situation.
Yeah.
Yes. So as we started the interview, I told you about these, let's say, control exams for each man and woman. We know that men after 50 years of age and women after menopause, we have, let's say, increased level of cardiovascular diseases. So for me, let's say each 6 months, I'm going to uh, I'm going to want all men after 50 years of age, 6 months ECG, ultrasound, and some main blood exams. Let's say cholesterol level and stuff like that. If increased, we start treatment. Probably if we have like diabetes mellitus, if we discover it at the early point of developing this disease, and probably we will be successful. Reduce unhealthy habits and start developing healthy habits. Probably some benefits for all non-smokers and stuff like that. Advertisement also, and investment in new technology, because you know that new technology will help us understand each disease deeply. And if we understand the disease deeply, we're going to be successful in treating this disease. Probably developing a network of cardio centers which will deal with different heart diseases. Let's say not the acute ones, because acute ones need to have at, at the near region hospital that can deal with that. But there are chronic diseases that probably would be very okay if they have a centers to treat those patients, to look after that. And I don't know, as a matter of fact, I won't go alone. I will search to develop a team if I have those resources, because my little experience leading such a department is that we have in our team men and women with the great ideas. And if we have this time to talk to each other and to discuss, the most uh, beneficial part is the patient.
Very interesting, very interesting. And you mentioned about this heart attack risk score, that this risk score increasing after for the men after the 15 years old and for the woman after the menopause. But do you think that in the future, people, young people 25 plus will have more problems with heart attack, or they exclude from this picture of the mortality rate? What do you think in the future? In the future,
yeah.
Unfortunately,
I'm pessimistic about that, because as I see here in the population in my country, most of the young generation are starting living unhealthy life. So living like that, you almost assure yourself that in the future you're going to have some heart problems. Unfortunately, we have some patients who are under 35 years of age, and I may say that each of the patients, even under 40 years of age, if they develop heart attack, they're either family, in the family they have problems with the heart diseases, either they are smokers or they have this dyslipidemia problem, whether onset or like also a family disease. This is my experience. There is, we haven't had a patient with a heart attack from like from the sky, you know, with no reason. Every time we have a patient like that, because I'm interested in this. We have young patients and they have some either bad habit or family disease. If you live healthy, probably 98% you will be okay till this 50 years of age.
In other words, the positive moment of our interview and the end of our interview, there are no magic reasons why the people starting struggle with a heart attack disease. There are some reasons, particular reasons, and if you are following healthy guidelines of cardiologists, World Health Organization, or cardiologists of your local country, of your country, this will be 98% of the success, at least before 50 years old, and you will be okay with all this stuff related to the heart attack, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Ivelin, thank you so much. Thank you so much for all your insights, for your opinion. Thank you for your work that during this COVID time, you helping people go through these diseases. Thank you so much. And I believe that your country, how to say it, lose in this championship of the heart attack mortality rate.
I hope so.
I believe that everything will be better and better. And thank you. And thank you for this opportunity. And I'm sure that in the future, probably we will make one more interview. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the invitation. And once again, the pleasure was all mine. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Ivelin. Yeah, take care and see you next time.
See you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. See you.